Okay, good evening or good morning as it may be. In this video we're going to go through what to do when you receive an email request and how to research based on a title. So let's have a look at what happens. I've got my email account open here, and I've just sent an email writing request. Okay, here we go. So in your inbox, in your email inbox, you've got your email writing request. It's got the date and the time that the request was made, and you read it as follows. Hi Emily, I'd like to offer you the writing job. Here are the details. Working title: what are the top 8 financing options for startups? Word count: 750 words. Deadline: 72 hours from your reply. That means when I say yes, I then have 72 hours to finish the job. Payment to writer on publication: $65 Australian dollars. Publish your work here. So this is a Google Drive document where we'll be publishing our article when it's finished. You see that it's currently blank. If you choose to accept this, please respond via email stating that you accept the job and you will submit the work by the deadline. You have 24 hours exclusive rights to accept the job. After this time, we may forward the job to another writer. If you have any further questions, please feel free to email me. So I'm going to go ahead and accept this job, and I'm going to say, hi there. Thanks for sending this through. I accept this job, and we'll have it for you in 72 hours. Best. And there we go. I've now accepted that job. So what am I going to do? I'm going to have to write this article. So we've got the title here. I can see a little typo already in there. Okay, so we've got the title there. Oop. This wants to be a title. There's a title in here somewhere. Title. Okay. So I've got to write now a 750 word article based on this title. So the format that we follow will be an introduction. That's going to be approximately 100 words, and then we're going to have 8 financing options. So we're going to have 8 subheadings. Subheading 1, subheading 2, subheading 3, and so on. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then we're going to have a little summary at the end, which will also be around about 100 words. So that leaves us 550 words into 8. Roughly 70 words 5 eighths of 40, 6 eighths of 48, 7 eighths of 56. Yeah, so roughly 70 words for each subheading. Now, so now I've gone and I've created a little bit of a plan for my structure. I'm going to need to do a little bit of research. And the first thing I'll do is I'm just going to grab that title and I'm going to do a Google search. And I'm going to open a bunch of articles that have relevant titles. So this one is top 10 sources of funding. This one is 8 startup financing options, funding options available for startups in Australia, 10 funding options. Okay, so I've probably got enough here to get started. Let's wait for them to load. How to get money, 8 startup financing options. So here we've got self-financing. Now, I don't really like what happened with the formatting there. I'm just going to show you a little trick I use to remove formatting. I paste things into Notepad. Okay, so, and subheadings are personal savings, personal assets, credit cards, borrow against your home, take out a bank loan. Okay, so they're all subheadings of the self-financing. Great idea to grab all of those because they all look really good. Take out a bank loan, cash in your retirement account. Okay, so that was option 1. Option 2 is friends and family. There were no subheadings in there. Small business loans. We're just going to change that to small business loans. So we're edit on the go here. Loan program, I have a theory that this is not relevant to Australia. Yep, and they're talking about Congress there. So the theory is relevant, but some of the terminology may be different. So the 7A loan program, I don't believe that would be relevant to an Australian audience, so we're going to just skip right past that. Microloans. Looks like a subheading of the business loans. Okay, VC, venture capital. Angel investors. Oops. A whole list of angel investors. That looks like a great list. So we're going to grab that. Crowdfunding, option number 6. They've got some great crowdfunders in there too. Kickstarter, Indiegogo, other popular crowdfunding, so we might grab those ones, and we'll add these two as well because they look like really powerful crowdfunding options. Number 7 is peer-to-peer loans, and 8 there is incubators, and then they've got their summary there as well. So we'll just have a quick look at what we might have missed in some of the other articles. Not sure why that one's not loading. Let's just maybe maximize the screen a bit, see if there's a tab. No, that's okay. Money crashes, that was the one that we read. Top 10 sources of finance. Okay, so we'll just see what we missed. They've got bootstrapping, small business grants. Okay, that's one that we didn't have. We had small business loan, but grants, loans or line of credit, yes. Incubators, yes. Angel investors, venture capital bartering. We didn't have that one. Form of partnership. We didn't have that one either. And commit to a major customer. So we didn't have that one. So we just found some new options there. That's the one that we read already. Funding options available for startups in Australia. We've got accelerators. Okay, this is more listicle, which is kind of cool, but we're writing an article and not doing a list. Okay, the Forbes article, money crashes one, the listicle one, and then this one didn't load. We'll just give it one more chance. Okay, anyway, that's fine. So now we've gone and we've grabbed ourselves a great list of subheadings, and so we're going to plug them in to a certain extent, and we're going to bear in mind whether or not we can use any synonymous language just to make it more original. We're certainly not going to completely plagiarize the article that that we're using as a reference, but there's nothing wrong with doing your research in this way, especially when we're on a time constraint. So we've got our list of subheadings, but we might sort of just jump in there and come up with a little bit of a preamble. So the wheels are finally in motion. Your new startup company has received the go-ahead after months of planning, years of brainstorming, and hours upon hours of nervous nail biting. Now it's time to get serious. It's time to talk finance. Let's just have a look at the word count. Okay, so 40 words, so I've got another 60 words to go. So we might say anyway, maybe we'll launch into a bit of the subheadings, and we'll see if we can give ourselves some more material. So subheading 1, what do we have here, was self-financing. So we might just reword that, put that into our own words and say using your savings, using your own money. Let's say using your own money. And we'll make that a heading, using your own money. So you may be reluctant at first, but breaking open the piggy bank can be a safe option. If you are money smart. The question you should ask yourself is should I jump in the deep end and pour all of my savings into my new business? So then we might give a little bit of advice and would say you know, think carefully, about the prospect of losing your personal money, and we'll just put savings. Think carefully about the prospect about losing your own personal money or savings. You'd say when it comes to tapping into your personal finances, you should consider the following. how much money that you have at your disposal, how much you can borrow, and leverage, and most importantly, can you afford to fail? And what we might also do here is just kind of spice it up a little bit and go back to Google, and we'll make a Google search based on this subheading. So we'll take using your own money, but we need to put it into context, and we'll say to start a business. And we'll just see what sort of results that we get back from Google. While I'm waiting for that to load, I'm going to just tap into the next subheading, which is friends or family. We're just going to change it a little bit. We might just say ask your friends and family, and we'll create a heading out of that. Okay, that Google query has now loaded. So using your own money to start a business, and we'll just open up a couple of these articles and we'll just look in there for a few insights. Okay, outside financing versus your own money for a startup, pros and cons of outside, how to self-finance. Okay, here's that term bootstrapping again. It's starting a company with little or no outside financing, basically taking whatever resources are easily acquired. It can mean not paying yourself while you pump money back into the company, but it also keeps you in control. So we might just sum that up and say, you know, this is sometimes called bootstrapping. And we'll just do a quick Google search of bootstrapping. And bootstrapping your startup. There we go. So I'm just going to get a copy of that link, and we're going to use that as a reference. Okay, now we're just going to move on, and we're going to move on to the next heading, which is ask your friends and family. So I don't know, what do you think? Would say approaching people that you know. We might say carries an equal, if not greater risk than bootstrapping with your own finances. And that's simply because putting your friends and families money at risk, well, should be carefully considered. And you know what, we may come back and edit this and get rid of some of the apologetic language. I mean, you know, what I'm trying to do is just to get some text down on the paper, you know, get in the flow, write the article. We might do another quick Google search, you know, asking your friends and family for finance to start a business. And there we go, 5 tips for asking friends and family for funding. I mean, you know, these articles are everywhere. We'll just grab that URL, but we'll have a little bit of a read about it. You know, I need to learn how to approach friends and family. Can you provide a list of resources? You're walking into an emotional tightrope, mixing friendship and business. You're raising money from friends and family because they know and believe in you as a person. This personal connection lets them ignore the business uncertainty and give money anyway. Friends and family who aren't sophisticated may not understand the implications of what they're doing. So, you know, we will just, you know, expand on that. And so on and so forth. We'll go through and we'll grab another heading. We've got small business loans, so that might be subheading 3. That doesn't need to be bold. So let's just do a quick word count. Okay, so we're already up to 230 words. So we're already a third of the way through the article. So we'll go through this and we'd say, you know, we'll do a Google search, small business loans, small business loans finance to start a business. 5 things to do: startup, small business loans, starting a business, funding your business. So we just have a quick look at some of these articles. We'll get a few ideas. So understanding the basics of raising capital is a vital business skill. I don't know, we need to reword that. Let's have a go at that. And we might say something like, you know, small business loans, and financial services have a variety. You know, we'll say there are a variety you know, and financial service options, or packages, that cater to startups, you know, and then we might have to do another Google search and find out exactly what they are, and then we'll write about that. So I'm going to leave that with you. This is just a short video on how to get started when you get your email. You know, that looks like this. You're going to get your working title, you're going to get your word count, and I just wanted to show you here how to get started, and you know, give you a little bit of a structure. So you've got a little bit of an intro, then you go into your subheading, and you'll find that a lot of our article instructions will tell you how many subheadings. So this one's obviously got 8 subheadings, and in your next video I'll show you how to insert anchor text. We'll just have a quick look at that here, but we'll go into more detail in the next video. So you see I've just made a hyperlink of that word bootstrapping. So in your next video I'll show you how to insert anchor text and hyperlinks. We'll also go on to talk about why we insert anchor text and hyperlinks. I'll tell you about how not to insert anchor text and hyperlinks, and we'll also have a look at the publication document and how to go about submitting your work for approval. So thank you very much for paying attention, and I'll catch up with you in the next video.